I guess my personality is that of a modern, strong Chinese woman. I don't believe in destiny. There are many things that can be changed. In China, many people really love me and care about my life, but there is always some jealousy mixed up in this feeling of love. I think that is the big difference. Overseas, there is none of that. I suppose knowing about other worlds could be useful back home. I appreciate it if I make a Chinese film, and if there is an opportunity to make a Hollywood film, I will take it, especially because, as you probably know, in Hollywood, even today, there are not a lot of big roles for Asian performers, so it is a great opportunity. It is possible to make films that people everywhere enjoy. My life has been that of someone who has moved from the countryside to the society. To make that transition, I have had to learn a lot. People keep pushing me to be the center of attention. I would prefer to be on the sidelines because that's where you see more. I have been waiting around to get the right script and the right director. For example, in the past, if a Hollywood director came to me with a script and wanted me to play a character, and she was a stereotypical Asian woman who gets into fight and gets killed off quickly, that didn't seem to have much interest for me. I don't think of myself as a star. An actress is nothing remarkable. I have been approached to direct films, but I think everybody has their limits. For me, I want to focus all my energy and efforts on acting and give the best performance possible. For now, I am focusing on that. Who knows, in the future, maybe I will change my mind. The important thing for me is when I look at character is consider the kind of constraint placed upon them. Now, me personally, I don't like to have a lot of constraint placed upon me. I am Chinese. It doesn't matter what other people say. I travel quite a lot. I don't really feel like when I am in China, I am Chinese person, and when I'm here, I'm a foreigner. I don't feel that kind of difference anymore. In the past, I did. Not anymore. I feel quite at home everywhere. The whole world is my home. I've been to Cannes 15 or 16 times, and every time I go, there's a kind of soul-stirring feeling. I don't like to be defeated by difficulties. I love freedom, so when I am shaping a character, I usually do it the way I want. I always find some part of my own character in a role. You use your weapon to protect the people. That's what makes you strong. For me, I want to focus all my energy and efforts on acting and give the possible performance possible. Things will become really terrible if we don't take environmental protection more seriously. The beauty of a person is a matter of the whole package. You have to look at the whole thing, not just a matter of outward appearance or whatever. It has to do with one's character, personality, upbringing, and so on. Please don't think unhappy thoughts. There are many roads to happiness. It's hard enough for a person to do just one thing well in their life. I don't want to do too much. Securing food is the basic task for all humans. I can't forgive anyone who kills for pleasure. When I speak in English, my expression becomes different. My attitude too. I'm not sure why, but there really is a difference. My hands move differently when I speak English. So many women now in China are entering the workforce and also taking up important positions, CEO for example. The problem for many such women now is how to balance all the different kind of responsibility that they take on and that they want to take up. They have to balance family and work and maybe kids. Chinese women really have a strong desire to do that. They want to grab a hold of all these things. They are willing and able, but there is the challenge of how to keep the balance. In China, we don't consider someone truly beautiful until we have known them for a long time and we know what's underneath the skin. When two people first met, they can only have a very ordinary kind of friendship. But when you begin to understand each other, when you get close to them, you discover that you are suddenly eager to know him or her even better. When I watch a movie for the first time, I'm usually thinking about where I was in a given scene, who was next to me, what were we doing, etc. But after I've gotten through all of this, when I'm really watching the film itself, then I get moved. Chinese cinema has been rising for some time. It has more exposure. So many chances of becoming internationally known are better. But the first thing I have to do is learn English. If I can grasp the language, then perhaps I can think about the US. Obviously, I love to work with any of the great directors because every time I work with them, I've gained a tremendous amount as an actor. Each director has his own way of pushing you towards improving yourself. I always think it's really hard if you're Asian or Chinese to be really in Hollywood. There are not so many really great characters for you. Even though I've done Hollywood films, I still don't think of myself as a Hollywood actress. Working in Hollywood, it's clear the more money you have, the more technology you can get. So you can build a whole Japanese set only in Hollywood. Yes, otherwise I could have done a lot of Hollywood movies. After Crouching Tiger, I got a lot of offers, but I turned them down because they were all victim roles. Poor girl sold to America to be a wife or whatever. I know I have the ability to go deeper, to take on more original roles than that. I really want to do something in Europe. With a small movie, it can be an interesting challenge, but I have to get the right project. I don't think it's so important to go to Hollywood. All that trash that comes out of there, I don't want to do that. I was really interested in Geisha's work and wanted to meet real Geishas. For myself, I don't like the Geisha's look. It's like a mask. There's nothing in Chinese culture that is an equivalent of the Geisha. It's so different, so special to China. It's so different, it's so special to Japan. From my opinion, Geisha means a woman skilled in the arts like dancing, singing and playing musical instruments. A movie has its own fate, which often doesn't depend on the performance of the director and actors. There are actors who spend 20 years working and still don't achieve what I've achieved so quickly. So, I think my only course of action is to work as hard as I can, not just for the sake of the film, but also to prove to these people that I do have talent. Chinese women are much more modest than American women when it comes to clothes. We tend to show less flash. Whatever you see, any good results are all from the pressure. My profession has helped me to grow up. My parents sent me to a dance class, so it was a road chosen by them, not me. But I enjoyed it so much I knew I would become a performer. The atmosphere at my school was very competitive. Young girls were competing with each other every day for status, for leadership, for the affection of the teachers. I hated it. People who trust me will not be swayed by what's been said about me, and for people who don't, no amount of good reports will persuade them. Most people spend their whole lives looking for the right job. There are others who never get an opportunity to do work that fulfills them. I don't care if you love me or not, I love you anyway. There are films you see that only reach your eyes. Then there are films that you can watch, that reach down to your throat, or reach your heart. In the mood for love, though, reach all the way to my belly. I'm not really interested in politics because I think it's just too removed from my own life. If there's war, though, or a disaster, I want to know what's happening. In acting, I found a domain that suits me perfectly and that is so utterly rare. I've discovered that I value simplicity above all in dressing. I don't like anything I wear to be too complicated or fussy. I want through my roles to express the parts in the hearts of Chinese women that they feel unable to let out.